old. My wife teaches school at the Fillmore Elementary School. She teaches 4th grade down there. After graduating from Millard High School, I attended the Peace Officer Standards and Training and gained my certification as a peace officer in the state of Utah. I subsequently became employed with the Beaver County Sheriff's Office. I was promoted to the rank of corporal in 2007. In that capacity, I was responsible for the training of all my fellow officers. In 2008, I took a job with the Utah State Department of Corrections as an adult probation and parole officer. In 2010, that allowed me the ability to transfer back to Fillmore and come back to where I was raised. My wife and I, this has always been the plan for us. We've always wanted to come back to Fillmore. My mom and dad still live here. My little brother lives here. We've always wanted to come back and come to where I grew up. Some of you may recognize me. I also work part-time for Roper Lumber. I truly enjoy both of these jobs. It gives me the opportunity to associate with many people throughout the county, and I've truly enjoyed it. My wife and I are excited to call Fillmore our home, and having grown up here, I've seen a lot of changes. I have 4 boys, and I would love for them to have the opportunity to work and raise their families in Fillmore. I want to be your voice for fair and equal representation. I believe there has to be transparency in government, especially in local government. The citizens should be able to easily access information. I want to know the questions and concerns that you have. If I don't have an answer, I will follow up and try and figure it out for you. I will continue to promote responsible economic growth in Fillmore City as well as Millard County. I want to promote the growth of small businesses, but also be aware of opportunities to bring in larger businesses to boost our economy. I will continue to support improvements to the city's water and electrical systems. I believe our infrastructure has got to be a top priority. If we want businesses to grow, we have to meet their operational demands. I will listen to your concerns and commit to you I will use good common sense in making decisions. I will seek public input on the decisions I am required to make. Fillmore City currently offers city council members an insurance package in excess of $10,000 per year. If elected to Fillmore City Council, I will waive that insurance package, thereby saving you as taxpayers over $40,000 during the course of my term. I was recently made aware that a rumor was circulating that there were 2 candidates being accused of wanting to strip all the planning and zoning ordinances. I can only assume that I am one of those candidates, as there are 2 non-incumbents running. I am here to tell you that rumor, wherever it started, is false. I am not going to try and do anything of the sort, but I do think we need to keep an open mind about changes. I will listen to the opinions given by the public, and I promise you that I will not make any decisions lightly, and I will seek citizens' input both on my own and at public hearings. I want to be a strong voice for the citizens of Fillmore, and I would appreciate your vote on November 3rd, 2015. Thank you.
Hey, can you hear me without this? Oh, it's hooked to the camera? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Thomson, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out tonight by reading a brief statement that is prepared. First of all, he says, fellow citizens of Fillmore, it is with deep regret that I'm unable to attend tonight's candidate forum. I do want to start out by thanking the Fillmore Area Chamber of Commerce, an organization that is a proud member of the state, for putting this together and allowing the candidates to discuss these local coordination. Secondly, I'd like to thank Thomson for sitting in my proxy. She says that now, but she might not say that tomorrow. As many of you know, I am now and always been committed to our citizens, our city, and our nation. As an incumbent of the City Council, I'm very proud of the milestones we have accomplished and the goals that we have set for our city. Tonight, I'm asking for your vote and your continuous support so I'll be able to serve our citizens and keep this Fillmore a safe, healthy, and fiscal responsible place to live. That's her end of her statement. Questions?
Thanks for those introductions. We'll go ahead and move into questions now. I have a list that was pre-made and provided to these gentlemen here so that they could all formulate their answers and come up with a reasonable one. So I'll just start at the top of the list here. I'm going to ask these questions to everyone, and again, they'll have 90 seconds each to answer, and please use a microphone so that the recording can pick you up. Number one, please explain the progress. Oh, yes. Please explain the progress for incumbents that you have made in your assignments on City Council, and what are your plans going forward? And for our two challengers, I guess talk about some of your ideas for any of those positions that might become available. We'll just go left to right. Our left, so Eric.
Okay, Mike. As mentioned before, I've had several assignments with the city. My current one is with water and sewer. Water, we have currently a plan in place and a project underway to replace some of our main lines as well as some of our valves in town. This is a $2 million project, or $2.6 million project. The city will be participating with $400,000. We were able to get a low interest loan for the remainder. This project will boost our water pressure in some areas that we found were very short and potentially lacking in fire suppression. Some of my other duties were, when I first came to the council, this facility here was in the process of being closed, or that potential was out there. We went to the Great Basin Heritage Group, and we were able to get some money to fund a temporary employee, as well as worked with the state to kind of get their mindset a little bit better. We've been able to bring Carl on. I mean, I'm not taking a lot of credit for that, but Carl is here because of the change the state went through. We have some drainage issues on Main. We're working with the Utah Department of Transportation right now to get those resolved, and hopefully those will be shortly started, and you'll see some progress on Main Street. And that will be to alleviate the Lake Bartholomew that we have up there. So,
my assignments were the cemetery, which we've got a future plan on starting now to rebuild the entrance to a circular entrance, making it accessible for the hearse. Some of them are not turning as sharp as they used to. And also new flagpoles so we can have our flags lit like they're supposed to be at night. And also we can have our memorial services at the entrance to the cemetery on Memorial Day. I think it will be great. My other projects are landfill. We've changed the dates on a landfill. We went from Thursday, Friday, Saturday to Friday, Saturday, and Monday. We looked into making it a full week opening. The cost was way too high, and now we're looking at getting a lockbox for the landfill so that they can get in through with a key from the city or from a person that we assign for it. Emergency management, we have a new building next to the city building for search. It's set up. We've got our radios back, all in there, ready to be serviced and charged, so they're taken care of. We've upgraded our equipment. We're in good shape as far as search goes. And he says I'm too long.
No, I don't have an assignment. I want to be a yes guy. I want to be the guy, businesses come into the city council, and I want to go through their businesses, what they want to do. I mean, if we need to go through planning and zoning, and I want to be a guy that helps people get businesses going in this town. That's one thing I really want to do. I run around this town all the time. I see a lot of potholes, well, streets caving off in places, sidewalks that are, a mess. So there's just some different things that need to be changed there. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as we go.
I agree with Jeff in a lot of aspects. I I think when someone comes in and asks for a business license, we need to approach it. How can we help you? I'm not saying that we have to bend over backwards for these people or do all the footwork, but they shouldn't receive an immediate no walking out of the city office. They should understand what information the city needs and why, and not walk out of there with a bad taste in their mouth. The other thing is streets and sidewalks. I think there's a lot of areas in town that can be improved drastically. I don't have sidewalk in front of my home. My biggest holdup is that there's 2 empty lots on either side of me. If I put sidewalk up, it ends at my property lines on either side. Across the street from me is city-owned property that doesn't have a sidewalk. I have a hard time putting in sidewalk in front of my property if it's not even done across the street on city property. I think there are funds available. I know that there's funds allocated for streets and sidewalks, and I think it's something that we need to look into. Thank you.
I'll use the mic now, Carl. All right. The duties and responsibilities that fall under Deb Oeppinger are the library, animal control, and historic preservation. So I'll touch each one of those. First of all, the library. First of all, we're probably fortunate to have one of the best